art hacks. Hi everybody and welcome back. Today's video is art hacks and I'm going to be sharing a few of my art hacks with you. I hope you'll find them useful. Let's go. Art hack number 1 is, if you don't have a paint palette, you can use an ice cream tub lid as a palette. If you're using acrylic or gouache or oil. It's not really that helpful if you use watercolors, unless you're only using a couple of colors, otherwise they will run because there isn't any separated areas unless you use these little grooves for your colors, you see, in there, because that keeps it all separate. But I'm on about the main part of the lid. So that's art hack number 1 that I use and find helpful. Now, art hack number 2 is a peg. Just a normal clothes peg. And I always have them about for keeping my sketchbook pages open. And I will show you. So just this regular Arteza square one. And we'll go to a new page. And you can see they always flip open, don't they, like that. So we just take a peg and we will just put that like that. And we will then get the elastic band. So I always like a sketchbook with the elastic band. And we do it like that, you see. And it just ends up staying flatter for when you're working. Okay, so art hack number 3 is when you use masking tape for sealing down your, squaring off your artwork, it is very sticky and will rip. So what you need to do is get like a fluffy cardigan or like this fleece jacket I've got, and just stick it to it a few times. I like to do 3 times. So you stick it, lift it, stick it, and really push it into the clothing, and then lift it. And then when you really push it down, and you've been adding water, and because the water tends to, for some reason, make the glue come out even more to stick to the paper. Well, it does for me anyway. So when it's really stuck down and you haven't got a heat gun to ease it, just do it like that and it will be much easier. It ends up being a bit like washi tape. And if you haven't got washi tape, then this masking tape is very helpful. Okay. Now, art hack number 4 is this white paint pen. Now, it does not have to be a Posca white paint pen. It's just what I have to hand. Now, white paint pens, or even white out or Tipex correction white pens, are very good to have when you want to neaten up your artwork. So, in a sketchbook, let's take an example that I know you guys have already seen. Let me have a look. Let's say here. Can you see the edges are dirty? So if I wanted to neaten them up, we take the pen and we just scribble over it. Now really this is a small thin pen and you would want to use your bigger thicker pen that I've got elsewhere. This was just to show you an example. So we just go all over and it will eventually neaten up your edges. We'll let that dry. It's just to make it all cleaner. Now you have to do it a few times, but it does eventually work. I've got white paint flying everywhere. Ideally, always, I will add a tip, not a hack. Number 1 is always shake your Posca pens with the lid on. Okay? Right, so we're going to leave that to dry, but you get the idea. I will say that's the end of the hacks, because there is tip number 2 is never, ever, ever leave your paintbrushes soaking in water overnight. I don't care what other artists say and do. This has to be remembered. When I have left a paintbrush overnight, and this by this particular brand anyway, and also Winsor Newton, I've forgotten, I painted when I was tired, I left it in a pot like this of water like that overnight, and when I woke in the morning, the whole barrel of the paintbrush had expanded and all of this paint had cracked and had fallen off, and the brush had expanded to the point where it was almost irreparable. So you must remember that. And that's the end of that. I hope you guys have found some of my art hacks helpful, and if you like this kind of video and would like to see more art hacks, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!